Every year, the RKites project tags red kite chicks before they leave the nest. In 2019, 10 chicks were wing tagged with a brown tag on the left and a blue on the right.
I'm a registered ringer with the Northern Ireland Raptor Study Group, and what's happening here today is we're going to wing tag and ring these red kite chicks. So Curtis behind me is going to climb up to the nest. We don't know how many chicks are in the nest yet, we know there's at least one. And what he'll do is he'll send them down to me, and I'm going to then begin the wing tagging process. So what that involves, and we'll talk you through it later, is going to be putting a little piece of wing tag material through the patagium of the bird's wing, so it's just a skin flap. And that's going to be able to identify that bird for future. So if anybody ever sees it in the wild, they can get back to us and we can tell them exactly where that bird was born and how far it's ranged and how long it's lived. And that gives us an idea of the population dynamics of the kites and how many adults there are and how many chicks there still are in the population. Our red kite population hasn't been doing as well as we had anticipated from the start. So this is really the new generation. Our hope is all in these chicks to come through. Not all of them are going to make it through to breeding age because there's natural mortality. They have to find food throughout the winter time. But we really hope that these birds will make it through to the adult breeding population, and that's going to help kickstart the population again for Northern Ireland. These are two of the red kite chicks and they're playing dead at the moment. So these birds, there's nothing wrong with them. They just are playing docile in case we were a predator. We might leave them alone. We're going to do two things. We're going to put a leg ring on them and then we're going to put the wing tags on them. So each of these rings is made out of steel. It's hard wearing and they each carry a unique code, and that'll be on this bird for life now once I've closed it onto their leg. It's registered with a scheme from the British Trust for Ornithology, and it means that if ever anybody finds this bird or reads the ring, they can report in and they'll get a report back again about where the bird's been. So you can see here the size of the bird's feet. So they're a very large bird with a wingspan of 5.5 to 6 foot, but the actual feet are tiny in comparison and they're very, very weak. So in flight the males and females look like a very similar size, but you can't tell the difference in their weights, with females being slightly heavier and in the size of the leg as well. So the wing tags then are just made out of a vinyl plastic, and the reason they're coloured like this is because the red kites in Northern Ireland are part of a national scheme whereby all our red kites receive a brown wing tag on the left wing. So anyone who ever spots this bird, and even if you can't read the lettering, you can tell that's a bird from Northern Ireland with a brown tag. And the colour on the right wing denotes the year that the chick was born. So we'll know if ever a pink kite is reported in that it's a 2018 bird. So this is exactly the same wire that you would have as for your braces in your mouth. So it doesn't wear, it doesn't corrode over time. So we're feeling for a flap of skin called the patagium. So the birds have got a bone running like this, and they have a large blood supply running across here, and in between is just a flap of skin with each of the feathers growing out of it. It'll not even flinch. It's even less painful than getting your ears pierced, and the birds don't flinch at all. A twist of the wire then, all the pressure's taken on my thumb, so there's no pressure on the bird at all. Tags on. The bird won't be able to get its foot or any branches or anything caught in it, and it's not so tight that it's going to cause any sort of discomfort. We know from lots of studies when we put cameras in nests that they just happily preen it into their feathers. It'll go on hopefully to live a very happy life, and we'll know it as a breeding bird in a couple of years' time. And the tags don't seem to cause any sort of issues on the birds at all. Okay. Anyway, I'll just take. So it's just roughly, so there's 300 mils, and then we'll go. Here. So it's 350. Alright. So we're just going to weigh this bird now before it goes back up to the nest. There we go. So with the bag is 1920 with the bag.